Hi everyone, this video is about why I feel you should take GCSE Geography. Firstly though, it's all about loving the subject, and if you really love it and you want to do it and you want to learn about the world around you, then just sort of listen and watch this presentation, and hopefully by the end of it you'll have a kind of clearer idea. Okay, so the geography department has a very clear aim, and our sort of main aim is to inspire future geographers to kind of give you the skills, the knowledge, and the understanding to positively influence the world around you. At GCSE, we take that idea from kind of year 7, 8, and 9 and build on that knowledge and those skills to develop them further, to enhance them with more examples and more case studies, to get you outside more, do more field work, to kind of just give you that opportunity to appreciate that geography as a subject is complex and it can be difficult and it's messy, it's not straightforward. And that's essentially our aim, really, is to try and get you to appreciate, understand that, and hopefully to kind of love the subject even more. All right, so what will you study? GCSE Geography is taught over 2 years. In year 10, you'll look at the UK physical landscapes, so that's the world around us. That looks at coasts and rivers, it looks at upland and lowland areas. You then look at rural and urban links, so how these two kind of different areas in Britain are changing quite fast. We then look at coastal hazards, which looks at things such as the erosion and sea level rise. We also will look at weather, climate and ecosystems, so all about weather, how the climate is changing, how that has an impact on plants and animals. So that's mostly what you'll do in year 10. In year 11, we will look at development and resources, so some of the stuff that you've been doing in year 9 will kind of overlap massively with that. And then we also look at social development, which is again another element of development, but it looks more to kind of people and the sort of social side of it. We also do a lot of field work in year 11, so we do our trip to Swanage in around about March or April, and we spend time sort of looking at all of that data, preparing it and getting you kind of ready for the exam that you'll take that's based on the field work. And the field work is a really big part, and it's one of my favourite parts of GCSE Geography. Right, how will you be assessed? So you'll be assessed in year 11 in around about May, June time, and you'll have 3 exams for GCSE Geography. Component 1 will be based on most of the stuff you do in year 10. That'll be UK landscapes, urban rural links and coastal hazards. Component 2 will look at most of the stuff you do in year 11, which is weather, climate, ecosystems, development and resources and social development. And component 3 will look at the field work part of our trip to Swanage. So you'll have questions on what you did down there, why you did it, how you presented data. You'll be given unique scenarios and asked to kind of come up with a fieldwork idea that links in what you did with Swanage, and it's very much a skills-based exam paper. All of the exam papers are an hour and a half long, and they're all made up of kind of questions between 1 mark and up to 8 marks. So you've got kind of quite a variety. It could be a definition style question, a describe and explain. You may be given a map to describe or some data to analyse. So there's quite a lot of variety in terms of the questioning. We don't have any essay-based questions in Geography GCSE. We have 8-mark questions which are relatively long, a couple of paragraphs, and they're about using case studies to support what you're saying. As I mentioned earlier, fieldwork is a really important part of GCSE Geography. Going outside and seeing the world and seeing kind of how it's changing and is so vital for us as a subject, and it's one of the kind of our key strengths. We do this in a number of ways. We do some local field work in the local area around the school and in Watford, and we also do our 3-day residential trip to Swanage in March and April, which costs around about £150 for 3 days, but more details can be provided on that sort of a later date. It's a really great opportunity to see some of the stuff that we've been studying in class. So you get to go to Dodal Door, we go to Swanage town itself and look at the sort of processes that are happening there and how that area is changing. There's a lot of walking involved, but it is great, and normally we get pretty good weather, and as you can see from some of the pictures on the slides, pupils really love it, and it's one of the things that they kind of remember about GCSE Geography. Okay, so for me, one of the really important things about geography is that it provides skills. Yes, obviously we teach you lots of stuff and content, and we give you new ideas to think about. But the stuff that I find really useful is the fact that we're teaching you skills like teamwork and problem solving and being independent in your learning, analyzing data and using stats to explain that data, researching, debating, loads of different skill set that people find very useful in terms of at A level at university when you go eventually to get a job. They're very transferable and they apply to lots of other subjects. So you'll see that there's kind of a lot of overlap. And it's one of the big reasons why geography has become more and more respected as a subject, because of the fact that we develop a whole range of different skills that you will need throughout your life, to be honest, and kind of creating this lifelong learners. As you can see, our GCSE results are very strong. We consistently get a lot of pupils getting level 9s. A lot of pupils get level 7 to level 9, which is kind of the A bracket. And we've never had a lower grade than a level 4 on the new GCSE spec. And every year our grades seem to be getting stronger and better. This slide is pretty self-explanatory. So I asked a number of pupils to kind of give me a few lines about what they really like about geography, and you can see some of the best ones. Pupils do enjoy geography GCSE and they like it as a subject. So hopefully this kind of gives you an idea that, yeah, you're not the only ones who like it. So I'm going to finish with a little bit of a rant, I suppose, about why you should take it or why you should consider taking it. Obviously, it's relevant, it develops skills, it's fun. We try to inspire you, we try to provide you with so many opportunities to learn lots of different things as a department. We're a very sort of solid and stable department. We've been doing this for a very long time now, so we know what we're doing. But more importantly, geography has never been more relevant than it is at the moment. The impacts of climate change, the impacts of rural to urban migration, the impacts of development, coronavirus. There's so much geography in the world around us that having an understanding of it, particularly by studying it later on in GCSE and A level and potentially at university, it gives you skills that means that you can go and benefit from those changes. So maybe you become an environmental enforcement officer within a major corporation, or it gives you the skills or the understanding to just go and make a positive difference, to help people and to change the world around you. And that's kind of what I really want and love to see, is when geographers go out from and sort of try to improve things. So yeah, take the subject if you love it. Don't take it if you feel like it's just something that you sort of need a gap to fill. Please, just sort of, if you really enjoy it, take it, and that's the most important thing.